There's a swing, line drive, center field. Well, that's a good start. First batter, first hit.
In what is likely the final year in Take-Two's exclusive contract with professional baseball, MLB 2K12 features a new athlete on the box cover with Justin Verlander, but essentially the same game inside the case. New additions are minimal at best, and the game plays almost identically to last year's title, which wasn't exactly the model of perfection. Since the franchise has reportedly lost money for the publisher, it's probably not a surprise that the game hasn't significantly changed for the better.
And on to first for out number 3, and that's gonna do it. And swing and a miss on Morton's pitch, and that'll take it to 0-1.
If you've played the 2 previous games in the series, then you've essentially experienced the modes available in Major League Baseball 2K12, as they're almost identical feature for feature. Of course, you now have updated rosters, uniforms, and the new ballpark for the Miami Marlins. There are also some changes to the MLB Today and My Player modes.
But if he's on top of his game, he should be able to shut them down.
The biggest change is an expansion to the MLB Today mode, but as is the case with most of the updates to MLB 2K12, it's very minor. For those unfamiliar with MLB Today, it uses your online connection for real-time updates based on games played during the regular season schedule. The game will update rosters, commentary, stat overlays, and more, which makes you feel more involved with the day-to-day games on the schedule.
It's all about scoring runs, however you're going to do it, and they figured out how to get it done.
For 2K12, the MLB Today mode now offers a season option, which in practice isn't all that different than the regular MLB Today mode. The difference is that you can follow a specific team through all 162 games, tracking your win-loss records and comparing your results with those from the real-life game on a particular day.
And he swings and hits this one foul.
Oh!
My Player mode now lets you specialize in a specific role, such as a slugger or a speedster, which gives you a starting boost to specific stat ratings as you attempt to improve your created player's abilities by completing various goals. Once you reach the big leagues, your objective is to build a Hall of Fame career. Otherwise, the mode plays the same as before. The franchise and season mode incorporates the new 10-team playoff structure, but nothing else of note. The fatigue issue from last year's game has been fixed, but there's still no online franchise option, only a single season.
No throw made. He's in there easily. Stolen base.
Now with 1 out, let's see if they can move him around and get him in scoring position.
The gameplay hasn't changed much either. The pitching system once again employs a gesture-based scheme with the right analog stick used for 2-step motions specific to each pitch. New for this year is a numerical rating by each pitch, which will decrease if you rely on a particular pitch too heavily or if the batter consistently makes contact. This means you have to be more conscious of mixing up your pitches, though that's ordinarily what you should be doing anyway, with or without an indicator.
Slider swung on and missed. 2 down.
Swinging the bat involves flicking the right analog stick as the ball crosses the plate, and the types of hits are more diverse than in last year's game. Fielding uses the tried-and-true system of moving an athlete toward a circle to make a catch, though the mechanics are more challenging this year, primarily due to 2 factors. One, the horizontal throwing meter has a varying sweet spot that's based on a fielder's position and his real-life arm strength. To improve your chances of making a perfect strike, you need to make sure the fielder's feet are planted. Otherwise, it's easier to throw the ball away.
Well, the last thing you want to do is give up easy outs with runners in scoring position, and this team doesn't do that.
The other difficulty associated with fielding is not an intentional part of the gameplay, but rather a flaw. The game has trouble highlighting the closest fielder to make a play, and what's worse is that the player you want to switch to is sometimes moving in the wrong direction, seemingly oblivious to what's happening on the field. Factor in the occasional hiccup in the frame rate, and you have a fielding system that can be more frustrating than fun.
Roams over, puts it away.
In previous versions, the computer AI has been good in some places, questionable in others, and there are some faults in this year's game as well. First and foremost is the reluctance for the computer to pinch hit for the pitcher when there are clear scoring opportunities late in the game. Position players will appear on the mound after you decide to pinch hit for the pitcher, requiring you to go through the extra step of substituting them. And fielders still make wrong throws to bases periodically.
Throw in the dirt, he is in there. Those fountains you see, a beautiful part of the landscaping here in Detroit at Comerica Park.
The visuals in Major League Baseball 2K12 are on par with last year's game, with decent-looking stadiums and rough player models. Once again, you'll be haunted by each athlete's impassive zombie-like stare, feel depressed thanks to the muted color palette, and find yourself distracted by some awkward-looking animations in the field and on base paths. Yet the most aggravating aspect of the presentation is how the game still features noticeable bouts of slowdown after you make contact with the ball or at times when making a play in the field.
And we're ready to get this ball game going out in Detroit. Gary Thorne and crew with the call.
The commentary and visual overlays are once again the best part of the game's presentation. Announcers Gary Thorne, Steve Phillips, and John Kruk reprise their virtual booth duties, offering new observations based on the stats and stories from the 2011 season. What makes this commentary team stand out from the other sports titles is the seamless banter between them, as if they were recording a live broadcast. Thorne will talk in detail about specific players and then ask the analysts about their thoughts. While there is some repetition, it's not much of a drawback since there is near constant chatter from the first pitch to the last.
0-1 pitch is a cut fastball, swung on and missed 0-2.
Well, his timing is just off right now. He swung way late on that cutter.
Complementing the excellent commentary are colorful stat overlays, interesting replays, and picture-in-picture displays that help illustrate a point or shed some light on what's happening in the game. Strike out a batter and you'll see the pitch sequences in detail. Score a run and you'll see a graphic on your team's win probability. There are visuals for hit trends, lists of clutch batting averages by team, real-time updates on how well a batter performs after a certain pitch count, and much more. MLB 2K12 may have some rough visuals and frame rate issues, but the rest of its presentation is excellent.
He'll throw on to first, and that'll do it for this half inning.
Each time he took them out for 2.5 months, his team won under his watch. Incredible.
Major League Baseball 2K12 could desperately use a new engine and some more polish to smooth out the rough edges, as the batter-pitcher interface commentary and MLB Today mode are all solid. There's simply not enough changes or fixes to make it worth paying full price this year, though. It seems that each time this series appears to be heading towards home, it trips on third base and stumbles to the ground.
And a swing and a miss by Howard. That count now is even.